This is Terry Escobar at Santa Clara University, and you are watching Excel, creating a scatter plot chart. As a reminder, an XY scatter chart shows the relationship between two variables using their x and y coordinates. In this example, we're going to use data from the sciences. We can see that on the scatter plot worksheet, we have a column that represents the level of dissolved oxygen labeled DO. We can also see that we have a column of data that represents the number of flies per square meter, labeled flies/M2. If we would like to chart this in a scatter plot chart, we can highlight A1 through B13, one header row and 12 rows of data. Go to our Insert ribbon, select Scatter XY chart, and let's just do the first one there, which is a scatter chart using markers. Again, I'll grow this by clicking on one of my diagonals and holding down Shift, and we can see that on the horizontal axis we have the level of dissolved oxygen, and on the vertical axis we have the number of flies. Well, let's go ahead and try and add a trend line to this data and see if there's a relationship between the number of flies per square meter and the level of dissolved oxygen. I'll add trend line, linear trend line under my Add Chart Elements, and I can see that perhaps even though I don't have a record showing that a dissolved oxygen level of 80, I still might see that approximately 4 flies per square meter would be in a patch with a dissolved oxygen level of 80. On a scatter plot chart, because you do have two numeric axes, it's imperative that we label the axes. So I'm going to go to Add Chart Element, Axis Titles, Primary Vertical, and I'm going to make sure that I label that flies per square meter. I'm going to go to Chart Elements, Axis Titles, Primary Horizontal, and make sure that I label that dissolved oxygen level. And then I'm going to actually go to Add Chart Element to remove the chart title. With this chart, we don't really need it because our horizontal and vertical axes are telling the whole story. But it's optional. It certainly would not be incorrect to leave it there. And now we have our scatter plot chart. Thank you for watching Excel, creating a scatter plot chart.